nearest the top rail will break first.
Well,
It's a one-rack shootout, I think. I won it with a break and run. I kind of like it when both players get a visit to the table in that. It was great to have him in Spain that week when this man at the table got to the final of the World Cup of Pool with Joshua Filler, which Archie played. Obviously, I wasn't playing in the event. I'd gone there to commentate, and Eklund catch it. Couldn't make it at the last second, so I basically took Eklund's spot in the tournament, and I qualified. I think I drew Neuhausen after this final.
Also then, tonight, at the break of Moritz Neuhausen.
Yeah, so levelling out.
Okay, it's time to shoot now. And, since he started doing it, he's been getting plenty of good results, so absolutely no reason to change it.
Yeah, nice gap.
But you sit with Moritz for a while, he can talk about all kinds of things.
Well, last night, he was telling his friend, I think it was Sevastyanov as well. Yeah, he was telling us Sevastyanov about his practice routine. He said he plays for 30 minutes and stops as a break. I'd love to see the old footage of the World Cup of Pool between him and Filler, just to see if he was doing that with the chalk back then.
No, I think it's a much more recent thing than that.
The path the ball is going to take almost like helps him see it or feel it from when he gets down on it. Yep. Unless he's good enough, looks like he's going to kick a rugby ball or something.
Nine ball for the first time in this Roobet European Open final.
Ball has gone. No poke at the blue too.
How do you see this one, Carl?
He wants to try and use the brown as well here, not just the pink. In case it peeps out, which it has.
Me too.
I think in some ways you're a little bit more relaxed. You feel like, you've been here all week and you've battled through and you've made the... Someone like Mario, you just get the impression if he can win one of these titles, he's just going to relax. Have you played in the Mosconi Cup?
Yeah, and I think at the start of the year when we were maybe having seen maybe as someone who had...
Or to the right-hand side. Because even if you don't get the hook, you're leaving a brutal pot. Yeah, you see how he's got it to the right? I think he's nailed it as well. So he's got the hook. Yeah, he's feeling. Just trying to make something happen here. He's in a world of trouble and yeah, you've just got to try and find that gap below right centre pocket. That gap there.
Bastianov in the Philippines, and then Neuhausen and Labutis just before that in the Hanoi Open.
Yeah, and it's them players where, you know, if we look at the world champions in the US, the big two tournaments on the circuit, and it's just seeing who breaks through from that next pack. Obviously, Labutis.
Well, he's not really put a foot wrong yet.
No.
The big test, of course, comes when you get to around 10 or 11. As I always say, quite a challenge, but there's a huge difference between trying to get across that line when you're only a rack or two in front and trying to do it when you've got a bit of it from here. Can really make that barrier a lot less daunting.
I kind of feel like it's his time to pick up that very trophy. And as you said, $40,000 at the beginning of the year. I always feel like somebody continues the great form. And I've got one more pick. I'm sure I forgot somebody very obvious. Oh, yeah, I'll go with Eklinkadji.
It's just a spell in the match where, as I said, like tonight, he probably went in as the favourite. But just basically had to sit it out for a few racks while his opponent really took control of things.
He's just been froze out, hasn't he?
Giving him a pick.
Mario leads 6-2.
With the best will in the world.
Yeah, the good thing for the American team is that big spell of events we've got. That gives a lot.
Has Atencio become eligible yet? Is that still in the pipeline?
Well, I hope so. I've just picked him, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
I know there's been talk of it. And of course, Torsten Homan now is representing the US, so he's in the picture. So long as he knows the shot clock rules this time.
Oh, you really went there.
Well, he's sitting behind us having a pizza, so.
Did somebody else to do that job, and kind of feel like he can take care of his own game because he's had some good cups, hasn't he? You know, he has performed in that arena.
Yeah, well, you consider the US have won.
I think this is a subject we should get ourselves off as well, Michael. Enough grief for 1 week.
Well, you wouldn't care, would you? Winning your first major title, however you did it, if you just fell over the line and it was a terrible match. But, boy, this just adds to the dream scenario. Mario Hieg's Neuhausen. In a bit of agony at the moment, desperate to get to the table and get stuck into this final. But he's been kept. Who is absolutely rampant at the moment. He's got to get a chance first.
No, ball was moving again there.
Absolute.
Well, this is why these are at the top of the game. They can do it under the gun. They can do it when things are not going their way. And it was Neuhausen who knocked him in.
Okay, it all looks quite different now, doesn't it? For the second time in the final, it's back-to-back racks for the young German, Moritz Neuhausen.
Done well, this man. He's hung in. He's took his chances in the last couple of racks and he's got the break.
Well, that's 2 in a row, which have come up.
Edge, yeah. Running up towards the 3 there. Yeah, remember when I was telling you, Michael, for such a young man, it was probably this kind of closeness and all. Look at this, how he's getting this popping over. That's just ridiculous. Don't scratch.
Yeah, it's going to.
Foul.
And Neuhausen with ball in hand can now really get his teeth properly into this final. Get back to only 2 behind.
Super high standard from both guys.
Excellent final so far, absolutely.
Even
Neither of them has won a tournament like this before. You know, it's going to be a massive night in the life of one of them.
And the 7-ball will go if you're kind of where the cue ball is now. Well, he's put a big stroke on this. How about this for a shot? How about this for a shot? Just so worried about leaving this short and not being able to pot the ball, so he is going forward. Once it's off the rail or an angle. That's fine. Just got to get this shot right. Does he go one rail all the way up the middle? Yes, he does. This needs to slow down a bit, though. Position. So one more good poke needed. How's the pace? How's the line? It's going to go near the rail, this. Okay, a bit of a test.
It's anyone's final now, isn't it? Moritz Neuhausen back to...
Yeah, we saw a lot of this in the semifinal with Moritz, where the 2-ball really
Very different complexion, all from that tiny little misjudgment.
Yeah, and sports has a funny way of doing things, giving the underdog a chance or someone trailing some type of opportunity. Is all about capitalizing when you get it. I think as much credit to anything as far as the man at the table, and the patience tactically is what I've seen that I was really impressed with. And not only that, just the execution behind 2 rails inside the 6-ball. Take a little distance on the purple. Playing the game correctly, things don't seem to bother you so much. I think a lot of players get into that kind of perfect or trying to make a little light draw stroke. And he fell straight, so he's got to draw the ball.
I was chatting with, it's not a matter of if but when, i.e. now.
I talked a lot at the PLP. It was definitely pretty mental about the equipment. Wow, how's that connection? The ball's just flying around. And again, the blue 2, I don't know if it's going to come clean for, yeah, pretty good bank, but yeah, he's playing safe, looks like. Thought he may bank the 2 towards the 3 and tuck him behind the 8, kind of draw down the rail. Looks like he's going to go behind the 4 and 6. This has got to go a little bit. Yeah, the 2-ball has just really been his friend.
All the finally adds to the intensity of the occasion. I guess for these two, this means an awful lot. This is one of the crown jewels of the World 9-Ball Tour, the European.
Looks like it lays real nice to maybe bump the 7 up a little bit to make things easier later in the rack. He's going to stay away from that. 6 to the 7.
Another example of
More room to work the ball. I feel like he's picked up the pace a little bit around the table. You never know, though, with him. And, you know, this long race, those little things may be back.
well timed through the cue ball beautifully for what should be. This is a first in the Roobet.
Yeah, the 1's been good. Again, the 2 up nearing the cue ball. He's not going to be too unhappy with this. Now he can draw. See him elevating there to pinch a little more. I think overall it was a constant, similar miss.
Doesn't touch the sides that night.
Caught that one a little thin, but again, things are going the right way, and he's playing beautifully. Another good shot on the blue.
Calculated gamble. Didn't want to rush the shot.
Man, he doesn't need a lot here. He can handle distance, obviously. And that's just fine. He wanted to land heavy, and you know what this guy can do as far as putting a lot of racks together.
And it's been one-way traffic ever since.
Angle, I think he goes forward with top and side. I was about to say you could stun as well. And if you want to learn something about moving,